everyone, this is Kate Swoboda from yourcourageouslife.com. Welcome to the site, and today's video is going to talk about what to do when life hands you a curveball. First things first, if you are waiting to take action in your life on something because you think that there's going to be some time in the future when you won't meet as many challenges, you won't feel afraid, or you won't have some unexpected curveball thrown your way, stop. You need to stop with that, because it's not going to get you where you think you want to go. There is no such thing as a right time. What there is such a thing as is a right feeling. Here's what I mean by that. If your feeling, your excitement, your desire, your commitment, your passion for something is strong enough, then you will be willing to work with whatever challenges might arise for you. And so that means that it's not so much about waiting for the right time when there will be no challenges or you think there will be no challenges, as it is waiting for the time when you know in your soul that there's something that you want to do that has to be done. It needs to be done, and it needs to be done because it's calling to you to be done. And because it's calling to you, you're going to be willing to sit with the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt that comes up when unexpected challenges arise. It's a myth to think that unexpected challenges, fear, uncertainty, doubt, discomfort will not happen. Those are always part of the process of really risking annihilation of an old self. Risking an old way of doing things going by the wayside so that you can embrace something new, big, bold, beautiful. So what do you actually do when a curveball comes your way and it starts to disrupt what it is that you had planned for yourself? Here's something that I'm really putting into my practice in my own life a lot lately, and it is surrendering attachment. So I've set this goal of running a marathon at the end of 2012, and your goal might be different than mine. Maybe for a while you've thought that you wanted to start a business or have a baby, or maybe it hasn't been so much about something you wanted to tangibly do as it's been you've decided that this is the year that you're going to release shame and start being more vulnerable in all your relationships, or this is the time when you're going to really work on forgiving any conflicts that you have in relationships. Curveballs are going to come your way. The important thing is, what is your desire? I'll use myself as an example with wanting to finish this marathon. I really want to finish this marathon. And I've thought about doing a marathon for a couple of years now, but I haven't really wanted to run a marathon. And I know part of you might be thinking that it's crazy that anyone would want to run a marathon. I kind of think I'm crazy sometimes too, but I'm really excited by the idea. So I've been training, and a couple of curveballs have come my way, namely in the way of every marathoner's greatest fear, injuries. Some of the injuries have not been my fault, I will say. I was out in wine country a couple of months ago with my boyfriend, and we saw this cute little side of the road pen that had baby goats in the pen. Just absolutely gorgeous spring day, really cute little goats and their floppy little ears. And I'm walking over to see these cute little baby goats, and I'm kind of excited, and I don't watch my footing, and I slide on a gravel incline that leads down to an irrigation ditch, and I banged my knee on the asphalt. My knee was completely cut up, bloodied, swollen, and I had to take some time off of running. So a curveball came my way. What did I do? Here's the first thing that I would suggest anyone does when a curveball comes their way. Don't try to be stoic. Go ahead and admit that it sucks. People often try to do this sort of what Ken Wilber calls spiritual bypass. They try to start justifying what happened or rationalizing it in the greater spiritual picture and putting some meaning or a lesson on it way too early. And I actually think that we would all do ourselves a huge favor if when things happen, like you're going over to see the baby goats and you slide and you bang your knee really, really hard, you take some time to cry. And just say that it's not fair, and why did this have to happen, and oh, woe is me, and do that for a little bit, and just get it out of your system. The next thing that I would suggest that you do is you reassess what needs to happen here. Once I started to reassess what had happened with me falling down, it was very clear that what I would need to do is I would need to take some time off. And then the third thing to do, and this is probably the hardest thing to do anytime life throws a curveball your way, acceptance. I had to accept, otherwise I was just going to go crazy replaying it, that I had fallen down, and that this was what was happening. This was my life. I'm Kate Swoboda. I'm training for a marathon, and I fell down. I don't like it. I'm injured. I feel like, you know, an animal in a cage because I really want to go out for my runs that I enjoy and I can't do it. I'm worrying about how am I going to do this half marathon that's in June, and how am I going to do a marathon at the end of the year? All those fearful voices are coming up. And just dropping down into presence. What's my life? What have I been handed? What's here for me? And so I took a couple of weeks off. That was the choice that I made. I surrendered to it and I accepted it. And it ended up being basically okay. In June, I ran my very first half marathon. I was slow, but I got it done. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't quit. Life handed me another curveball though, as life is wont to do. And that curveball is that because I took the time off a couple months before when my knee was hurt, I had to play catch up. Or I thought I had to play catch up. And I built my mileage way too fast. And I didn't know that at the time. I thought that everything was completely successful. I did this half marathon, and then about a week after the half marathon, I started to notice that my foot kind of hurt. And that was kind of weird. I took some time off, and I hadn't really been training hard, and I was giving myself lots of time to recover, but my foot was hurting. And I went to the doctor and got it diagnosed as a stress fracture that showed up on an x-ray. I'm not one of those uber enlightened Zen types. I just have a lot of tools for dealing with what comes up in my life. And one of them is that when I get a stress fracture after I worked this hard to build myself up to a half marathon, and now I'm gonna have to take time off because I have a stress fracture, I'm mad. I feel like it's unfair. I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm like, God damn it, you know? And you can see how that having spent the time to go to those places, even talking about it now, I can laugh about it because I got that. I'm not caring a lot about it. Yeah, it sucks. It's not my favorite, and it is what it is. This is my life. I reassess the situation. That's the second thing. I have this marathon in December. I have 6 months to train. So I already know that I can run 13 miles, that I'm capable of doing it. I'm going to take a lot smarter approach to how I'm building up my mileage going into running a marathon 6 months from now. And I'm going to do my very best. And so I'm surrendered around the fact that right now I need to take a little bit of time off. Even though this curveball has come my way, this is going back to how you want it to feel. I desire this so much. I want it so badly that I'm willing to put up with the inconveniences and the hassles and the curveballs and the unexpected challenges that arise along the way. So in essence, first, feel your feelings about the unexpected challenges that arise. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you if an unexpected challenge arises and you're upset about it. It doesn't mean that you're some irrational, off-your-kilter human being. It means you're normal. The second thing would be reassess what objectively is happening and what needs to happen next. And then the third thing would be acceptance. It is what it is. It's out of your control, like so many things in life. So just be with it as it's showing up in your life, and then continue to feel your feelings about it, assess what needs to happen next, and then see what deeper level of acceptance you can practice. If you have any thoughts you'd like to add on how to handle curveballs and unexpected challenges that arise, head over to the Your Courageous Life Facebook page.